Alright, welcome back. This is episode 18 of Let's Make the Zelda game for the NES into 3D. Right, this is a series of videos I've been doing for the last 3 months, and I am getting far ahead into the game. I'm pretty happy with the progress. If you've been following the videos, the playlist, I guess you could see where I'm at, the challenges that I have been able to overcome, the things remaining to implement. And if you're a Zelda fan like I am, I hope you appreciate, the labor of love that is being involved into this game. So before I start, just have a brief overview of where I'm at, of what I've done so far. So this is the map of the Legend of Zelda, the first Legend of Zelda ever in the history of mankind. This amazing iconic map. If you ever played this game and you actually managed to beat it, perhaps back in the day, if not maybe in your adulthood, like many of us, you might remember everything, right? So there's the graveyard right here, you have the forest here that is also a maze, and you have some of the dungeons, like dungeon number 3, and you have here, I have placed outside each dungeon the items that you would actually find in those levels. So in this case it would be the raft, a heart container, which in every dungeon you will always find a heart container, and also a piece of the Triforce. That is number 3, and that is dungeon number 4. In this case you get the ladder right here, and then we have here some of the water bodies in Hyrule, and you have also dungeon number 1. Iconic, beautiful, an old tree, which is actually the entrance of dungeon number 1, where you can actually find the bow and the boomerang, and of course your heart piece and Triforce. And just a big overview over here. Of course we have the desert all the way here. You might see that I put a lot of enemies here because this is essentially my testing grounds for the enemy movement, enemy combat, AI, all that, right? So it's all here. So once I start the game, they will start moving around according to the movements that they have in the actual game. In fact, I'm just gonna start playing it so you see a little bit of that in action. So once I hit play and it loads, right away you see all this horde of enemies swarming around the map, doing their thing. I mean, Link is nowhere near this area, but however they have a mind of their own. They know what to do. They're programmed to follow some instructions. Some of them fire arrows, some of them fire stones, some of them fire the sword beams, all these guys and all these variations, right? So we have the blue ones, the red one variations, all of them are right here, and also around the world, right? So then we have level 2 over here, in which you will find your magic boomerang. And then you have here level, this is level 8, which you reveal the entrance by burning this bush right here. And then in this level you will get the master key and the Bible, and so on and so forth. So and last but not least, over here you have this corner which hides a bunch of secrets. In here you will get a heart container or a red potion, which nobody in their right mind would ever choose the potion. And then you have a gambling place that you can do some gambling here and perhaps increase your rupees. And back here I think you got like 100 rupees. There's an enemy that actually gives you some money. And over here you have the lone heart piece waiting for you, right? So as you can see, the outside world is pretty much done right there. Enemies move around. I can actually go around and kill them, attack them. So if you look at the bottom screen, now we have Link, right? They have our hero, and he just got stuck in there. I need to fix. I'm being, as you can see, all the items here are placed on the floor because I was actually just finishing working on picking up the items and the UI, the inventory. And so Link is back here. So for example, if Link goes around, he goes and actually picks up the item that he finds, right? That's a very iconic thing that carried to all the Legend of Zelda games, right? When Link finds something, you'll get this tune, and then sure enough you look at the camera and pick it up on top of your head. That is a thing. And then you start without a sword, you start with only 3 hearts, but then along the game you will find the wood sword, and when you find it, you immediately equip it. And now I am able to start shooting beams around and fight some enemies. Of course, in the normal game you will not have all these items at your disposal right here. They will be waiting for you in dungeons, so otherwise it will be ridiculous, like will be not a game at all. Right, so I have finished actually implementing the inventory. So if I press the start button, so just like in the original game, which is really what I'm going for replicating the original game and the mechanics and the feeling of it as much as I can, adding some quality of life improvements here and there just when it's actually necessary, but I really want to replicate the original feeling, which is in itself a little bit of a challenge. And yes, sure enough, you have here the menu, and it's gonna start showing all the items that you collect along the way. So I collected the raft and the Bible, but I don't have any active item. I call these ones the top ones passive items, because any item that appear on top of here you will use without having to press a button or doing some particular action. It will just happen as soon as you meet the conditions for it to be used. And then down here you will collect up to 8 items that you can actually select, and then Link will attack with them and do things. So for example, if I click on the potion, this blue potion will be placed here. Now I can use it with my B button, right? But right now I have full hearts, so there's no point of me trying to. So this guy, if he attacks me, so I'll let him attack me. He's getting stuck in the sword. Now he's stuck. Okay, so I'm gonna kill him then. Die. And then he has like an explosion animation. Right, anyway, so I'm just gonna keep going. Pick up then the white sword. This can only happen in the game once you have 5 heart containers, so I haven't done those rules quite yet. Right now I was just working on the inventory and the ability of you to pick up these items and show them to the world when you pick them up. And yeah, for example, okay, I have the boomerang now, right? And I could just pause the game, select it, and now if I press this button, I can freeze enemies in place, which is the effect of the boomerang, and I can kill them, right? And then I can grab the magical sword, which you can only get when you have 8 hearts, if either 7 or 8 hearts. So I might be, hang on, so you have the total hearts is 16, so you need more than 8. You need like 12 hearts to get the magical sword. Anyway, I need to implement that later on in the game. Right now I'm happy with the progress, so I have now the red potion. So for example, if I want to heal that heart that I'm missing right now, I can select the potion, drink it. And another thing I need to fix is that once you drink the red potion, it should turn into a blue potion, which means you have 1 use left of that potion. I have the rupee counter here, so I pick up a rupee. It does add to your inventory. If I get the bow, which you will get in the first dungeon, in the original game it happens the same. You cannot really select it. You cannot use it. Why? Because I have no arrows. That makes sense, right? So okay, I'm gonna get the recorder here, and then I'm gonna get the wooden arrow, right? So once you have the wooden arrow, it will display here along with the bow, and I can select it, and sure enough, I can start shooting arrows now. The arrows are hitting the item, so yeah, it's hard to hit that enemy on the back there, but if I hit them with the arrow, they would die. Yeah. And okay, so one of the things that I need to implement as well at some point is that the arrows don't have a counter. You don't have this many arrows. The arrows depend on the amount of rupees that you have at any given time. If I have 10 rupees, it means I can shoot 10 arrows, right? Every arrow that I use, it decreases 1 rupee. So it kind of simplifies the inventory mechanics quite a bit. So I'm thankful for that, because one thing less to worry about. The magic wand here, magical rod, which is also called, this one shoots beams, and when they hit something, they light on fire, because you have the Bible, right? If you don't have the Bible, then those fireballs that are actually killing enemies at the back there would not spawn. So you can actually hit only with the beam, but not the fire, right? And then you have the bracelet, which is an item that you find on the west side of the map, hidden by an armos. And what it does, it allows you to push some rocks and open some new passages for yourself. Obviously the bomb, which is one of the most fun items to me. It probably is the most fun, especially right now because I have no limit how many bombs I can place. I can put as many bombs as I want. Oh my god, I made a mistake lowering this ceiling here because I needed to see everything. So boom, there you go. I'm gonna have to raise this mountain a little bit more. It's just while I was testing these items, I needed myself to give me more visibility. Alright, so that was the bomb, which is a lot of fun. I need to also put some restriction later on, and of course you can only use as many bombs as you're carrying, and it has to be a delay. I think you can only have 2 bombs active at the same time in the scene. I need to double check with the original game just to play it a little bit more, just to get those fine details right. And then you have the meat, which the meat in this game serves 2 main purposes. One would be that you place it on the floor, and if there were enemies around it, the enemies should gravitate towards that meat, like get distracted by it, and then you can easily either kill them or just escape, pass away. And also in dungeon number 7, there's gonna be this gorilla, one of the moblins, right, that is hungry, and you actually have to feed him for some reason instead of just killing like the hundreds of gorillas that you killed before. No, that one you're gonna actually feed. So yeah, that's the purpose of the meat. And then here, as you can see, I start with a tiny shield in the beginning, and this shield is only able to stop arrows and stones, but it's not able to stop anything magical like the sword beams from the Lionels or the magic orbs from the Zoras and the Wizrobes, right? So for that you will need the magical shield, which is this one right here. So when I take it, it's a huge shield. Now it covers a lot more of Link, and also I have to implement the animation, right? So you actually keep this shield displayed and it's actually being used while you carry it. One of my favorite items in the game is these rings. When you purchase the blue ring for 250 rupees, by far the most expensive item in the game, because you can only carry up to 255 rupees at a time. Picking it up, it changes your color, it changes your tunic. Another very iconic thing in many Legend of Zelda games from this point onwards, right? So the blue tunic is going to decrease your damage, the damage that you receive, by 50%. So it's quite helpful. Imagine that getting an extra set of hearts. However, when you have the point, now you have double, right? And even more so is this red ring right here, which is going to furtherly decrease another 50% the amount of damage that you receive. The bad thing about this red ring is that you can only get it in the very last dungeon, dungeon number 9, at the very hidden, like a very back of the game. So essentially you just take it and then you go and kill Ganon. There's no way to get into this ring unless you have all the Triforce pieces. So there's no way you can actually get this ring and then, go back to do other dungeons. So it's a little bit of a shame. However, I understand why, because this ring would be quite overpowered. But you take it, and just like with the blue one, your tunic is gonna change. Now Link is red. Look, even his eyes get red. Just meaning business now. Link is mad, man. And now Link is very durable right here, right? And then we have also the magical boomerang, which is just essentially a better version of the original boomerang. And what it does is that it travels further than the wood boomerang. So it goes almost as twice as the distance. I think it's twice the distance as the normal boomerang. And then the candle, another very useful item. This one you buy from a few shops around the world. And what it does, it shoots a fireball, right? Just close to you, just locally. Not like the magical rod that just shoots across the screen and then it just lights on fire. This one is just a ball of fire that is lit in front of you, and as you can see, there is something is okay. I remember now. I did a 10-second cool down of this blue candle, because the blue candle has a limit, right? You cannot just spam it in the game, right? You have to wait. In the original game, you have one ball of fire per screen, right? Because it's like sectional, the original game. But in this case, I can just move around without transitioning, so to speak, cleanly from one screen to another and reset the counter or the location, right? So I had to implement an artificial limit of how many fireballs I could shoot. And then this is the silver arrow. So the silver arrow, once like just like the red ring, this found in the very last dungeon, and what it does is necessary to kill Ganon. You cannot finish this game without the silver arrow. You get it really just right at the very end of the game, but if you don't have it, then you cannot finish the game because Ganon is unkillable otherwise. Right, and then what else do I have here? Let me see. Okay, so they have the the master key. This key is found in dungeon number 8, if I remember correctly, or 7. I don't remember, 7 or 8. I think it's 8, and that one opens every door in any dungeon. And then here I have the step ladder, and the step ladder, what it does, it acts more as a bridge, as a little bridge that allows you to reach some areas that otherwise you couldn't. So it's not really to climb up, it's just to like traverse across some river, some water, or some lava pits and stuff like that. Yeah. And then here, you might not be able to see it. Let me just walk a little bit this way. And then look, this is a Triforce. If I take the Triforce, the difference with the other items, check how this item Link just kind of like lifted with one hand above his head. But the Triforce, because it's quite important, Link holds it with 2 hands. So I made sure to make that animation and, you know, give it the importance that it deserves. I have to hit the map. You will find in some dungeons, so in all dungeons actually, but I am not working on the dungeons until I finish everything that is outside in the world. So all these items, the compass, the key, I just kind of implemented them as you can take them and put them in your inventory, but they don't do anything at the moment. And then from this angle, it's hard to see, but that's a heart container. In a heart container, it's a heart container. It increases the amount of hearts that you have. So now I have 4 hearts. And in this game, you can get up to 16, not 20. In many Zeldas after that, it became 20. 20 became like the number, the go-to number, except Breath of the Wild, you can have like, I don't know, 40 or how many. But in this first game, it was only 16. So that's the limit I'm gonna leave it at. So you get a heart piece on each dungeon, and you become more and more powerful as you go. Right, and okay, I'm gonna restart here the game, and maybe I'll just quickly get a sword. Which one I should get? So the white sword, and I'll get the boomerang, and I'll get the red candle. Which the red candle, the difference from the blue one is this one doesn't have the limit of how many fireballs you can fire around Link. So it's a lot more useful. However, this one is nothing. It's not something you can purchase in a store. You have to get it from a dungeon, right? So it's a very useful item. I need to at some point implement the bushes that you can actually burn. So this bush right here, you could actually burn in the game. So eventually this will be working, but for now, you know, one step at a time, one episode at a time. I'm making progress here. So I'm just gonna quickly show you more or less what the combat would be with other enemies. It's pretty similar with most enemies, right? So they all have different patterns. It's very basic, the AI that they use in this game, in the original game. So I'm kind of just replicating as much as I can that behavior. So yeah, it's getting there, right? So if I get hit, I get that pushback effect, right? And I got killed right there. Because I'm very weak actually, I only have 3 hearts. And there's a very dramatic explosion animation there when Link dies. Yeah, I have also the minimap over here that's working, so it tells you where Link is placed in the map, in the world map right here. So if I play the game again, Link should appear right here at the bottom. So it's this little dot right here. And this is one of those quality of life I was talking about. So in the original game, there is this space right here on the UI, on the HUD, but it's all gray. You don't see much, so it doesn't even really tell you if you've been there or not. Like in some maps, you reveal, you know, some of the locations as you discover them, but in here it doesn't. In the original game, it didn't happen. So it was just more to give you like a very broad idea of where you were. In this case, I went, okay, look, I'm just gonna put the whole map, and that way, for anybody who's never played the game before, like have a better idea of where they are. Yeah. Okay, so that's where I'm at, right? So the inventory, picking up the items, making them useful, right? You can actually fight with them and not all of them are finished. For example, one thing that I haven't finished implemented is the recorder. So this one right here, no, that's the Bible. The recorder, oh, that's a potion. Nope, sorry, it's just too cramped right now. This thing, the recorder. In the original game, the recorder is essentially a fast travel tool. You play the recorder, and then this thing spinning over here, it's like a whirlwind, cyclone or something. So you summon that cyclone, and then it transports you to a dungeon. So at the entrance of a dungeon, and then it just cycles from dungeon 1, 2, 3, 4. Only dungeons that you have, I think, discovered, not quite beaten. So it's just helpful to navigate, but I haven't done that. So if I press B, it doesn't do anything. So I need to implement that. I need to implement that this thing is going to come, pick up Link, and then drag you and take you to the next destination that you're going. All right, so that's where I'm at. And today I was trying to move on to the shop, the purchasing system of this game. So when you start this game, you have nothing, right? You don't even have a sword. You barely have a shield. Essentially, you only have a shield, and you don't have any rupees. You have 3 hearts, so you're bare bones. So the first thing most players would do, because you started in this screen, you will walk to this cave right here, and sure enough, in this cave, there's gonna be this old man that's gonna be, just giving you the sword for free. It's a very iconic scene that says, "It's dangerous to go alone. Take this," and then you take the wood sword. And from there you start exploring the world. So it's a very important item to get, right? So when you walk in there, I'm gonna show you what I have done so far. I have created this scene, right? This is the iconic scene where this is the man that I was talking about. It's gonna say, "It's dangerous to go alone, take this," and then Link is offered the sword, and he will be able to go pick it up just like I did for you guys, like with the right hand up or left hand up. And that's it. So you don't have to pay for it. It's gonna be free. And there's always this layout to the shop, right? So it's 2 balls of fire in a cave of this color, and it could be either this guy, which is the old man, right? The old man that shows up in some of the stores, or you can have the merchant, which is one of these guys, right? It's gonna be selling you stuff. For example, the blue ring is gonna be sold by one of these guys. And the reason why there's several variations to their tunic is in the original game, depending on which ring you had, or if you did not have any ring at all, some of the counterparts, some of these, the merchants or even Zelda, was going to be wearing a similar color to your tunic. And that was mostly to preserve memory, right? To limited resources in the NES. So sharing the palette between Link and the merchant and Link in Zelda was was one of those ways that they could get away to make this amazing game with limited resources. So I'm just gonna try to replicate some of that. So if you're wearing no tunic, I'm gonna show this guy. If you finish the game with no ring at all, which will be quite difficult but not impossible, then Zelda will be showing up as a green tunic Zelda. So anyway, so either this guy or the old man or the old lady is gonna show up in these shops down here. And yeah, depending on which shop you enter, the contents of the items that they offer you is going to be different. So if I enter this shop, I can't remember quite on top of my head the contents of each of the shops because there's just so many. But I remember, I think this one over here is the one that sells the candle. So, right, anyway, and the candle is sold by this guy. Each shop have different items or different prices as well. So they could have, for example, the magical shield. That one is sold between 90 rupees, the cheapest price in the game, to 160, I think. So if you're unlucky or unsavvy, you can get a pretty bad deal or a pretty good deal, right? If you know what you're doing. Similar thing, I think, with the arrows and the blue candle. Those tend to fluctuate between depending where you find the merchant, right? So you want to try and find a nice one. Anyway, so this is where I'm at. So this doesn't work yet. So the way it's gonna work is that I'm creating this area separate to the map, right? So this is gonna be hidden later in the final game. So if you're playing the game, you won't see these 2 islands floating in here in the sky. So what's gonna happen is I'm not gonna create each like this cave for each of these black entrances here, because that would be very wasteful. It's not an efficient way to do things. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make like a system, right? So each store, each of these squares right here is gonna have a trigger. So the moment I walk into this store, into this block, I'm gonna put a trigger with an identifier. So it's gonna tell the game, hey, Link, walk through store number 1, store number 2, store number 3. I think I might just number them for me, for the code. And then I'm gonna make a list. Okay, store number 1 means that is this merchant, like the old man, or the merchant, or the old lady, or the gorilla, for example. There's gorillas that give you money or take money from you, I think. Or in the gambling game, so it's a gorilla. And when I say gorilla, is the moblins. I think they call either name. So yeah, so you have a merchant variable. You're gonna have the items variable, so you can have up to 3 items, right? But sometimes you just have the one in the middle. And also you're gonna need a text placeholder. So what do they say when you come in the shop? So every merchant has a little bit of a different legend that it says. For example, this dude is gonna tell you it's dangerous to go alone, take this. And then that's it. But some other merchants say like, boy, this is really expensive, or whatever it is that they say. So there's going to be a placeholder for the text that they say. So I need to make like a list of stores and filling in all those variables. And so the moment Link walks into one of those triggers, is going to teleport Link to this one shop, because really it's going to be just the one. But immediately it's going to load the correct contents for that particular trigger, that particular identifier that Link walked in. So imagine that this is shop number 1. So I'm going to create that. So let's just do it, right? So let's start making that. So I think shop manager, maybe I'll just create something called shop manager or cave manager. What should I call it? What's a better name? Shops or caves? Not all caves are shops, so... But I like cave. I like shop manager name. I will know what it means, so I'll start with that. So I'm gonna create a new script, and mono behavior, and I'm gonna call it shop manager. Here, okay. And then in the shop manager, I'm gonna come here to the code, and I'm gonna start implementing those variables of what each shop mandatorily should have. For example, all shops have 2 fireballs, so I don't need to tell the game to, you know, put them there or not. It's always gonna be there. But the merchant, the items, the text is gonna be always a little bit different. So just open this shop manager. Let's start creating some variables. Let's see. Okay, so header. I know. This goes here. Anyway. Serialize field game object, right? So it's gonna be the merchant prefab. That's gonna be who's gonna be selling you stuff. Serialize nice field. I'm thinking game object. Want to be the wares, right? Like the items to sell. So it can be only up to 3, left, right, and center. So maybe I can say left where, middle where, and right where. Probably just call it like that. Middle where and right where, and in some cases only the middle where will be active, and only right where prefab. Okay, and then add a text. What is it? Ugui. Text Mesh Pro Ugui. Mesh Pro. How was it? Textman Pro Ugui. Text Mesh Pro Ugui there. Mesh Pro Ugui. Merchant speech text. Okay. Okay, so I'll do that, and then in the shop I need to start putting, for example, a placeholder for you know what, the prices of things. The prices of things. There's gonna be so each item is gonna have a price when they're for sale. So it's an optional, because when it is, for example, the first sword, you won't have to pay for it, right? So it's gonna be, and it's gonna be also a text. So 3 texts once again, but this time it's gonna be left where price text, and the same for the other 2, middle and right, something like that. Okay, so now let's put those text. I'm gonna have to use the UI. So mountains close, items close. Here, can I create UI canvas text? So for example, this would be the merchant speech. Rename, placeholder, and it's gonna say it's dangerous to go alone, take this, and it's gonna be center, I guess. Now it kinda looks not great, which is expected. I just need to place it correctly. Now this is gonna be over here. It's dangerous to go alone, take this. Where should I put it? A little bit up here. It's hard to see, so bigger font. UI menu. Oh, where is the shops? Here, so I need to make it bigger. It's dangerous to go alone, take this. Now it's a little bit. Okay, let's see how it looks. So down here, it's hard to read, isn't it? Also, I need to move the camera probably. And so I have a camera just for this shop, because inside the shops the camera is not gonna follow link, it's just gonna be fixed. That's what I'm thinking. It's gonna be fixed, and so yeah, because otherwise I think it's gonna be hard to control link in the camera in such a narrow place. So the camera, I need to rotate it a little bit downwards. I like that. It's dangerous to go alone, take this. How's that look? I think it's fine. It's just still kind of hard to read. Maybe I need to put like a black background against this text. Let's see. Or I can, what else can I do to text here? Each one is bigger. Yeah, that doesn't work. Quote, nope. A, nope. Link, nope. Yeah, no, I don't think this is a title. A bit better, but still hard to see. Title, H2, nope. C1, what's that? I don't know what that is. So it's just like CSS, like some different kind of header one text and things like that. I think I like the title. And can I do like what's it called? Like you put like a stroke around text, color gradient? No. Override tags, alignment, font style. Strike through, nope. Nope, nope, nope. Main settings. Might need to remember how to do better text. Face. I think in here, outline. Right, but thickness. There. But it's doing all the text. Also the text up here, of course. I see. It's a black, which I think is fair enough. Thicker. I mean, it's easier to read, but it's affecting the text over here. Underlay, what's that? I don't know. Okay. I should put like a background to it. Let's see. Let me try something. UI panel. Yeah, and I need to make that panel smaller. So make it scale, no, top, bottom. Something like that, and then make it just right. One moment, I know it doesn't look good just yet. I'm just trying something. Just bear with me. Left and right. And then the panel should be before. Okay, and the panel can have a different color, so the background could be color, see, black, darker. I need to make it darker though. Is there a way to make it background, material, raycast padding, maskable? I mean, it's better now to read, but just feel like it should be a bit. Here, alpha. It's dangerous to go alone. Take this. And it's got to have to be like one by one. Okay, maybe it's not a bit too big. I might need to also position it a bit better, because this is gonna be the placeholder for every merchant. So every merchant's text, I need to make sure that it's displayed correctly. So I might need to give it a little bit more space. I think the font's a bit too big now. It's probably better. It's dangerous to go alone. Take this. And what else? I've seen boy, this is really this is really expensive. Something like that. I don't know. Okay, look, the fine details I'll do them later. But for now, I just need to have a placeholder. So every time there is text, I'm gonna appear not only the text but also this background panel. So once again, does it look better if it's all capital letters? It's dangerous to go alone. Take this. Hang on, let me see what it looks like in the original game, just for a refresher here quickly. The iconic scene, the most iconic scene. It's. Did you know that I loved so much this game that when I proposed to my wife, I got like a chest, and inside it was like the ring, right? and it was like this dude, the old guy, like pictured it and says, "It's dangerous to go alone. Take this." She said yes, so I don't know. I think it works. Alone, take this. Aha. Okay, so the question mark is after alone, and it's all capital. So maybe I'll try just to stay close to this. Man, internet sucks now, man. There's like cookies and ads everywhere. It's like internet sucks, donkey balls. More options. Confirm my choices. I don't want any cookies. Yeah, thank you. I don't even know who you are. I don't want notifications. I just wanted to look at this. It's dangerous to go alone. Take this. Okay, so let's try to replicate. I will get like a proper font, like an 8-bit looking font later on. And I need to have apostrophe. It's dangerous to go alone. Exclamation mark. Take this. Full stop. Something like that. Okay, there you go. Right. So that's one thing. And then in the shops and caves, I need to start putting all those placeholders, right? So it's gonna be create empty. This is gonna be the merchant placeholder. And then it's also gonna be, hang on, no, and this one should be outside the canvas. No, outside the canvas. No, merchant speech placeholder. Yeah, but merchant himself outside the canvas. And I think I need to put the panel here. Okay, and then merchant placeholder. Duplicate that, and then it's gonna be what? Left where placeholder, and then it's gonna be, I know, let me just first place them. So where is this thing? Yeah, that's not where I want it. I need to bring that placeholder into the store. So I'm gonna go back here because the store is here. So where this old man is, I need to put the placeholder there, because then it will be dynamically spawning whichever merchant is the correct one in there. Okay, so you need to be there. Cool. That looks okay. I think it's okay. And then from there, I'm gonna start putting the wares. And because these wares out there in Nowheresville, I'm gonna replicate this one. And then it will be way closer for me to move into position. So left where placeholder, right? And it's at the same position as the merchant, but now it's gonna be here. Okay, that's left, center, or middle, I call it in the code. Middle. Okay, so middle should be where the sword is at the moment, right there, and right one. Right middle, right where placeholder, that's a name in hand. How far is from the other one? Something like that. I'm gonna put some items there. For example, imagine that this guy is actually also selling potions, which is most definitely not. Potions are only sold by the old woman, but it's okay. It's just part of the testing. So let's just bring over the potion, just to look what it will look like in the shop, because I also need to put prices. So when there's more than one, so what else is this guy going to be selling? This guy will be selling, yeah, the ring. Okay, this doesn't happen in the game, right? This guy that gives you the sword is not going to be selling you the ring or anything, but it's just for testing purposes. So a normal store would kind of look like that. It looks kind of awkward. The angle, is it too close in the camera of the store? Let me see. Hang on, camera. Let's see what we can do. So if I lift the camera like that, and then maybe turn it downwards there, and then maybe if I put link, where is link? Player. Okay, Link, just come right over to the store. I just need to do something here. It'll do like a thing. So Link is looking correctly. There, 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 and there. I don't know, so let's play. What does it look like? So Link's in the store, look at that. And so yeah, he would just go, it's dangerous to go alone. Take this. And for some reason this sword cannot be taken. Why? But I can take the ring? Yeah, I can buy the ring. And then I could also buy the potion. Yeah, I could buy the potion. But for some reason this sword is not working. Why is it not working? It's a broken sword. This sword is literally broken. I need to put the correct one. So I'm gonna delete it, because this sword is not a correct prefab. It's maybe an old sword. Yeah, it's a copy that has. Yeah, no, that's not it. Okay, so delete, and just bring the right one over, which is here. Bring it over here. Okay, this sword I should be able to pick up. So when I enter into that cave, this dude's gonna say it's dangerous to go alone, take these, and then I'll be able to move around. Of course, in this shop or in this particular cave, you won't be able to see. Okay, hang on. So this potion, what is that potion? Potion blue. You won't be able to see the potion nor the ring, but it's okay. You guys understand where I'm going, right? So Link's gonna come in all meek and like, oh, help me, I don't have anything, and then take the sword, lift it up in the air, and now he's ready to kick ass. And then once he has 250 rupees and he goes to the right shop, he'll be able to just pick it up exactly like that, and he'll be way stronger. And then when he has the letter, after finding the lonesome old man at the top of the mountain, you get the letter. Then you find the old woman, and then the old woman doesn't say anything. You enter the shop and there won't be any text. But if you do have the letter and you give it to her, she'll start selling you potions, and she'll tell you buy a potion before you go or something like that. So then you will be able to just kind of exchange your rupees for that, and then you'll be able to go. So I like that here. This is what I was going for. So inside the cave, the camera is not going to follow Link. It's going to be in place. And then that fire hurts Link? Yeah, I think it does. It can hurt Link. So I can be very stupid and just do stuff like that. And then kill myself. That would be really sad. That you go all the way to the cave, got a sword, and kill yourself. That doesn't make any sense. Alright, so I kinda like this angle. You know, it's I guess you can't really see the entrance of the cave, so maybe I need to refine a bit more the position of the camera. Let's see. Maybe I can turn it downwards. How about if I mean, I like that it's a little bit close, but if I get it back and up, I don't know. Look, I can change this a little bit later, just get it more symmetrical and everything. And I just wanted to see the entrance of the cave. So Link is gonna appear here, right? Take the sword and then just walk out. And here there's gonna be a trigger, and that trigger needs to remember which cave you walked in the actual map, and then teleport you there. So in this case, it will teleport you right here. But if you entered in this one, the game will remember that you used this trigger, teleport you to this, swap the prefabs, like the leftware, middleware, rightware prefabs for the correct one, swap the text of the merchant is saying, and also the prices. Now, okay, let's do the prices. So the price is kind of similar to the speech, right? You need a text, and for example, the ring, it's gonna be quite expensive. And I'm gonna put left where price, find it, and put it where it should be. It should be something like that. 250 right there. And what does it look like again? So that's not in an actual shop. Zelda NES Cave Store. I want to see where the prices are located. I see. So they're at the bottom. So let me see this image a bit bigger. Open image in new tab. Wow, that's a tiny image. But we got enough information. Okay, there's also like a rupee icon here. How am I gonna do that in 3D world? I guess the same, isn't it? Just put a rupee here and an X. You essentially don't touch it, like you don't interact with it, just kind of go through it. And then put the numbers underneath. So kind of like this, right? I just need to now put this. And if it's an actual shop, this rupee X should always be there, right? But if it's, for example, this other shop, you don't have that rupee thing here. So little details here and there that, you know, you just have to replicate all of them. Like, we don't even think about it when we're playing the game, but when we're just starting to remaking it, it's a few things that you have to be aware of. All right, but the left where price is okay in there. So now I'm just gonna do the middle one. The middle one. And the placement will be somewhere there. So say the sword is 100, which is not 100. This is free because this guy is a legend for giving you a sword for free in the first place. But he knew how cooked you were without it, so he's such a good man. Right middle where price, and put it all over here. All right, so just for sanity, this should be 250. The blue potion is 40. The red potion is 68 for some reason. Not 70, not 65, 68. I remember that. Something like that. And then I need to put the rupee image. So I'm gonna add a image to put a sprite of the rupee, which is probably somewhere here. And luckily I already have all the sprites ready at the ready. I just need to find them because I have so much stuff now. So much stuff, dude. Hang on. There they are. Cool. So I need is a yellow rupee. Oh fuck. Is it a yellow rupee or is it like changing colors? No, it's a yellow rupee. It is a yellow rupee, and the yellow rupee. Oh god, where is it? UI sprites here. Thank you, Carlos of the past. You put everything correctly. Not really, because that's not the correct rupee. Oh, let me see. Put it here. That doesn't look correct, and that's not even the right place. Well, no. Let me just go back. Find my rupee image. Something like that. And then next to the rupee is gonna be a X, just a single X right there. X rupee X text. It's gonna be an X, and that one just goes, it's a bit small, X. What do you think? Look the part? Yes, it does look the part, at least for now. You know, if you've seen the way I work, so essentially you just put everything there, make it work, just so it kind of looks the part and feels the part, and then you spend time later refining the mechanics, the details, because that takes a long time. It's really what takes the longest time. So you see, I can make a lot of progress here, kind of prototype in the shop, but then finding all the edge cases, even just documenting every store. Like, I'm gonna have to play the game, going to every shop and see, okay, so in this shop, because there's like probably like 40 of them, including the caves, like the underneath caves, So I need to do some research of the original game and then write it down, filling all these gaps, right? So filling all these variables for each of the shops. So essentially, who's gonna be the merchant, what's gonna be the wares, if any. It could be also the money making game. You remember, like, there's a money making game now. I'm just remembering that too, which I'm also gonna have to make. In Zelda, here you go, Zelda NES money making game. What does it look like again? I thought it was the Moblin. No, it's the old guy. Okay, so it's just like the shop, but instead of wares, it's gonna be just 3 rupees, and each one is gonna have like a minus 10, minus 10, minus 10, and it's random. If you pick the correct one, like here, you can get up to 50 plus 50 rupees, or you can lose up to 40. So it's quite brutal if you have a gambling problem. Okay, so all right, yeah, I think I can do that. It would still meet the variables that I'm trying to build here, right? So that's all, isn't it? So I need to wire it, but okay, I'll wire it, meaning that I have to connect these game objects to the code. And how you do that is really simple. It's really drag and drop. But first, I need a game. I need the shops and caves. Let's put it here. It's gonna be, this script is gonna be added to so I remember where it's applied to. So this script that we're writing, which is down here. Take a moment, compiling, go for it. Shop manager, gonna put it to shops and caves, and then here I have to start wiring everything. So what I want is to here merchant placeholder, leftware placeholder, middleware placeholder, rightware placeholder, merchant speech placeholder, leftware price here, rightware price, middleware price, rupee text. This one I will link it, and then it's gonna be a boolean. Do you appear or not, essentially? So it's two more of these ones. So one of them is a sprite. Image. Oh my god, how did I do the sprites? Hang on, image, sprite, no, sprite. Like that, sprite, rupee. Image. And then another text, which is just really that, the X. Take it from rupee X text. So save, and then go back to Unity. And then it's gonna add them here. There it is. Now rupee image it's not compatible, so because I have a sprite and this is an image, so instead of sprite maybe I'll just say image. Okay, is that valid? Let's find out. It's getting kind of dark in here. Man, we're moving into autumn in Japan, and it's awesome in Japan because the seasons are very clear. As soon as, you know, it's the day of the equinox or the, what is the other one? When the season changes, you really feel it. It's crazy. It's like somebody just flips the switch and everything changes. The air, the way, the sensation. Pretty cool. Where is rupee text? Why is it not adding rupee image? Oh my god, okay, so let me find, how did I do this? I can't remember. Is a rupee image. UI panel. Controller. Serialized fill image. Yeah, that's how it is. Why is it not doing it? Private rupee image. Is there an error somewhere? Nope. Rupee X text. So how's that? Where? Okay, delete that. Save. And this one should disappear. Okay, and then if I put it back, serialized field rupee image. Anyways, okay, it has some problem with the image, so I'll just let it like that for a while. Okay, and then the idea, I'm thinking creating maybe like a JSON object to like a to save all the information that I need, right, from each store. Like it's gonna be, for example, and this is all comment, right? It's gonna be, for example, store, and you open it here, right? And then you're gonna have a identifier. So like a number, which store is it? Imagine there's like 40 stores in Zelda. You need to know which one you walked in, right? So store identifier, and it's gonna be like a number, right? And then it's gonna be merchant prefab, and it's gonna be no merchant. It's gonna be the merchant prefab. So this one, let's put it lowercase m, and then it's gonna be left where prefab, middle where prefab, right where prefab, and the text, so merchant speech, so speech, what do I call it, merchant speech text, I know why it's not there, because I'm not using Unity UI, I think. Let's see. Image is ambiguous. Reference between Microsoft Unity Visual Studio. So which one did I use in the other ones? Unity Engine and Unity Engine UI. And for example, I don't really need... Do I need this one? I don't know. Okay, yeah. I don't need this library. I don't know where it came from. Okay, so now it's gonna be there, the text. It's gonna be there. Just wait for it. There it is. Rupee image. Rupee image. Nice. Merchant speech, and then is shop. Boolean answer yes or 0 or yes or no. If it is shop, then I need to show image and this X. Is what? Is cave. 1 or 0 is something like that. What else? I think that's it for now. That is it for now. Okay. So in the case of the first I'm gonna have to link every item and every merchant to here. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna have to do that because it's gonna have to have access to everything. Object. Old man. Merchant 1. Because there's 2 old man merchants. One is only inside dungeons and one is outside the dungeons. I don't know which one has the pointy ears and the other one doesn't have pointy ears. So old man merchant, green merchant, blue merchant, red merchant, and there's also gonna be a woman, old woman merchant, and the moblin. Yeah, sometimes the moblin gives you money. I think that's all the merchants possible, right? And then all the wares. Oof. So all the things that you can buy in shops. Let's see. So let's try. Also, it could be the wood sword. It could be the white sword. It could be the magical sword. Right, so that's the swords. And then it could be the blue candle. Blue candle. It could be arrow, wood, arrow. It could be bombs. Bombs. I need to put prefab, isn't it? Prefab, prefab, prefab. Wood arrow. Prefab. Bombs. Prefab. Okay, what else did he sell? He sell the ring, the blue ring. Not the red one, not the red ring, it's not for sale. Not the red candle, that's not for sale. Key, the key prefab, the key can be for sale. It's going from memory. The recorder, no. Boomerangs, no. The heart container is not for sale. But, damn. Okay, I just remember something. I'll let you in a second. Heart container. And the potions, right? So blue potion prefab. And red potion prefab. So what I just remembered is, check it out. In the game, where is my browser? Where'd my browser go? Damn. Not you. Where my browser is? All the way down here. There's some very few caves. Oh, I said this is the guy that gives you money. That you can is the old man, and you can choose between this one. No, well that's not a shop, but essentially it's similar to one. It gives you like the choice to show. Hang on. Zelda NES, heart or potion shop. Images. No, that's not it. Okay, so there's shops in which, like this one, there's only 2 items for sale. Or this one, there. The potion or the heart. So I guess in this case it's not all bad, because then you're just activating where 1 and where 3, and where 2 would be invisible. And I'll do the same here, where 1 and where 3. and where 2 is invisible. And then here, for example, where it's only one where, you would only have where 2, like middle where active, and hide the other 2. And on a regular shop, you would have the 3 of them. Okay, so you can also sell the meat and a heart, not a container, but just like a regular heart. Okay, so we need to add those. I need to put the meat and the heart prefab. What else can you buy in a shop? The magical shield. The magical shield. Great. Just trying to remember what else can you buy in these shops. The blue ring key, we got that. The blue candle key, got that one. The letter. Okay, so we need to add that. It's one of those that is not really for sale, but you still transact it somehow. Letter. So in the case of the letter, I will not show these numbers, nor the blue, the rupee and the X. I think that would be the case, and also with the swords. And yeah, the 3 swords. Okay, so that. What else? Just looking for shops, guys. Candle key. Wow, that's a nice ROM hack. Has a green potion? No, there's no green potion. Not in this game. Not in the original. No, you cannot buy the flute. I think that's it. Let's see. Let me just have a look at my items quickly. Let's see. So what else from here is for sale? Bombs, I already had them. This one, not this one, not this one, not this one. No, yes, no, 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 yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, yes, yes, no, yes, yes, no, 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 yes, no, and no. Okay, that's it. So I think I got them all. Now we need to just once again wire them all to the from the game to the code. So I'm gonna go back to my shops and caves manager, and I need to start putting all the prefabs here. All merchant 1 is this one, round ears and pointy ears. I might just have to write it down instead of 1 and 2. Round ears, pointy ears. Yeah, it's a thing. If you don't know what I'm doing, like there's two merchants. The merchant from inside dungeons and from outside dungeons have different ears. Everything, and the robe is a bit different too. So I implemented both. Let's see. Allman merchant. Well, we can probably start with here. Bow, bracelet, candle, blue. No, that's not prefabs. Hang on. So you can close all this. Items and weapons. Candle blue. Merchant blue candle prefab. And then letter. Where's the letter? Letter all the way down here. Magic rod, letter, candle, bracelet, bow, Bible, arrow, wooden, vertical. Where is it? Wood arrow prefab here. Meat vertical, so I just here in the meat. Potions, I already put the blue potion. I did right? No. Potion, no, I haven't put the potions. Word. Should probably put them alphabetically there. Potion blue, potion red, raft green, recorder, rings, yeah, so the blue ring. Blue ring here. Swords, yeah, all the swords, so sword wood prefab, sword white prefab, sword magical prefab. Okay, and then bombs here, key prefab. That's in dungeon items. I put them because they're in dungeons here. So heart container, key prefab. And then I made a section for loot. Campfire, rock, armors, bushes, docks, dungeon items. Oh yeah, loot, heart. It's right here, and then the magical shield is right here. Okay, now I just need the actual NPCs. Where I put my NPCs? Items, prefabs, explosion, loot, bomb, fairy, display. Where I put them? For example, this guy, where is it? Let me check. Where are these guys? Ah, I haven't made prefabs of these dudes. Okay, good. So then it's a good time to do that. Folder and PC. It's gonna be merchant blue. It's gonna be merchant green. But here it's gonna be merchant red. Gonna be Zelda. Zelda blue. Zelda red. Zelda green. Ah yeah, and then I called them before old human and old Hylian. So Hylian being the ones with the pointy ears. Old human, old Hylian, and the old woman there. And yeah, okay, I can start with those. The moblin, I'm gonna have to make like a special kind of moblin, because the moblin, if I put it right now in the store, he's gonna start attacking Link in the store as soon as he steps in. So I need to have like a special kind of moblin merchant that is not gonna attack you and cannot be attacked either. Actually, in the original game, you can actually hit the old man with the sword and the old man start attacking you back. So I'm gonna have to do that too. Anyway, so one step at a time. Right, let's go. So back to the shop. Should be here. Shops and caves. Right, so merchant blue, merchant green, merchant red, old woman, moblin merchant pending, coming soon, and then old man merchant, round ears is an old man human, and then old man Hylian. There you go. Okay, so only missing is moblin merchant. Now my next step is gonna be a little bit tedious, because what I would need to do, and I need to pull the game out and really just go one store at a time and start filling up the information, like for each store in the world. So for example, like what is inside this store, and then start writing down this JSON object for each one. So store 1, store 2, store 3, and then in which store Which is the merchant? What is the leftware? Is there any leftware? Is it middleware? Is it rightware? Is it a store? Is it a cave? Is it gambling? Maybe. Is gambling? Once again, that's a boolean. It'll be yes or no. Right, so I need to play this game. I need to go play this game. Alright, and yeah, so that would be... and also the text. The speech is here, merchant speech. So what did it actually say? And I also need to implement the payment system, right? The payment system, so to speak. Like Link right now can actually go around, kill enemies, collect rupees, but I haven't implemented a way to spend them, so exchange them for an item. So I need to do that. Okay, but I'm happy with the progress today. Seems like the store is looking pretty cool, you know. So Link can now, you know, walk into this store right here, and he's not gonna pay anything. He's gonna just grab the sword, and be able to attack. And it's gonna grab to the blue ring, and it's gonna be able to be blue now. And grab the potion. Why not? Because right now I haven't implemented any payment system, so yeah, why not? So I have now the ring and the potion. And then eventually I'll be able to walk out. But if I walk out, I think I might just fall off the world. Let's see. Because is there any floor right here? So check it out. If I walk out, I cannot walk out. I get stuck. Yeah, okay, fair enough. But essentially what I'm gonna do is like add a trigger, like an invisible trigger here, and then Link will walk out, and then the code will refer back to which identifier was that where I came in from. And if it's identifier 1, what's gonna happen is that it's gonna teleport Link here, like out here, if this is the store number 1. That's my idea of how to make this work. I think it's gonna work unless I come up with some kind of deal breaker while I'm implementing it. So far I think it's solid enough for what we need. But yeah, I really need to go around and collect this information, so I'll do that, and maybe by the next episode I'll have all this information filled in, and we can start really activating those caves. Because right now I cannot. You can walk in the cave, but nothing happens. None of them. And then I need to also implement the stairs, because there's caves like this one, but there's also stairs. Like when you burn a bush, sometimes underneath that bush is going to be some steps that you can actually go down, and most of the time it's going to be a shop like this one, but with different things. And then there's also something else in this game. Let me show you quickly. Legend of Zelda NES. What should I call? Shortcut caves? I don't know. Yes, this. Okay, so in some areas in this game you can get in, and then this guy is gonna tell you take any road you want, and if you these 3 stairs will teleport you to 3 different parts of the map. So I need to implement that. So what would that be? Is gambling? Is warp? Yes or no? And where do they take you? Oh my god, okay. So inside is warp, is okay. I don't know, maybe something left. Warp destination. And it's gonna be coordinates in the map. A vector 3. Left warp destination, middle warp destination, and right warp destination. Yeah, so I need to go around and collect all this information. I think I'm gonna just do like an all regular spreadsheet and fill all this information and then implement it in the code. Alright, but I mean, I won't put you through that because that'd be kind of, I don't know, I mean, I haven't wired here the switch to show you the screen. So, but anyway, so let's have a look at what we got before I finish up the stream today. So essentially Link can now be in this shop, but can also pick up items in the game. I was gonna put him here and grab them and use them and go around the world killing enemies, collecting rupees. I need to turn off this camera here so I can see. And these placeholders are now hardwired. I need to deactivate these ones when you're not in the cave, of course. But check it out, you can pick up pieces of the Triforce. Let me just show you one thing that I also did in each dungeon. I'm gonna walk to... Oh, I don't have a sword. Okay, I'm just gonna go quickly grab a sword. Yeah, this one. And then kill this guy quickly. Damn it. There. I'll get the shield just for good measure, 'cause why not? Okay, so over there. Kill these guys. The sword is actually overpowered because I can spawn it like that, so I need to also add the delay that the game has, right? Like you can do something like that. The only guardrail that this sword has is that you can only have one sword beam on the screen at a time. Then you can still walk on water, so yeah, as you can see, there's still quite a bit to go. Anyway, so for example, if I take the container, it's gonna increase the container. If I take the Triforce and I pause the game, now you have this Triforce piece. So I have done that everywhere. So if you walk around, okay, the bow, which I explain later, you cannot select it because I don't have arrows, but I can grab the boomerang and I can select it, and now I can throw it, right? Also I need to add some kind of like constraint, because right now I can spawn boomerangs. Look at that. And they all find their way back to Link. And they do freeze enemies in place, which is like the main functionality of the boomerang. I have 1 heart left, so let's see how long I last here in the gauntlet. With my yeah, I got the time freezing clock. So that's gonna be helpful here to survive a little bit more. 1 heart, yes. And I think, how long did I put the... Oh yeah, so like 15 seconds I had put. Something like that. Ah! Damn it. Okay. That's the end of Link. Dead. It was indeed dangerous to go alone. And even though I took these, I still died. Okay, so I'm just gonna save my progress in GitHub, so we don't lose anything. Git add all the changes, git commit them and name them as added shop and caves manager mechanics basics wired prefabs and NPCs. Yeah, need to populate cave and shops contents in JSON format or some data structure like that, and put it in GitHub. So if something happens, I can always kind of like rewind to the latest stable version, and I'm just gonna show you Zelda. This is what I've been doing for the last 3 months and a bit, guys. 5 months ago. This is weird, because I started this game in June. Why is it 5 months ago? What month is it? June, July, August, September. Oh my god! This is the 5th month I've been working at this game. I thought it was 3 months. I'm totally disconnected. So what I've been doing is like every day I've been trying to push a commit. What I just did, like saving the changes, pushing them to GitHub. So this is what we did today, October 13, 2025, added shops, caves, manager, mechanics, blah, 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 blah. And then if you want to see exactly what changed, you can see this commit code, right? Like what changed inside the game. Some of it is added automatically by Unity, especially with the NPC. But this is, say, the code that we wrote, right? Like the shop manager.cs, the serialized field, the text, the NPCs, the game objects, and then my imagined data structure that I'm gonna have to use to populate the store, so on and so forth. So that's what I did today, right? So if something were to break, I could go back to my previous version yesterday, refactor player, or the one before, created the layout of the cave and wood, blah, 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 blah. So this is crucial for game development, for any kind of software development. It doesn't have to be GitHub, it could be GitLab, it could be AWS, but you need to have some versioning of your code It's very important. And also, not only the code, you need to also save your scene. Let me just stop it. And I forgot to do that, so I'm gonna save the scene. So this is save what changed within Unity, and what I did just now here is what changed in the script. So if I do git status, there's gonna be changes again. Yeah, the scene changed. So I should probably save these changes as well. Git add all, git commit -m shop and caves scene updates. Updates. Okay, so it was 2 commits today, which is perfectly fine. I reload. It's gonna be here. And yeah, so my deal is, if you see, every day I've been pushing some code. October 3, 4, 1, September 30th. So go back in time every day. That's how I'm kind of like keeping myself accountable, that I want to finish this game. I will finish this game, I promise myself. Like, I'm really good at starting games, really bad at finishing them. So I say for the last year, that's enough of that. I'm gonna choose a project that I'm interested in. I'm interested enough to finish it and get at it, and every day push a commit, push some changes. Even if it's just like, if I don't have time, I still need to find the time to open the editor, refactor some code, do tiny bit of work, and then push it. That alone keeps the momentum going. And then some other days I have more time, like today's a holiday in Japan, so I don't have to work, so I can spend more time here with you guys and moving forward. And then you have days like this, project got after updating VS Code, blah blah blah. So those are tricky, but you just keep moving forward. So it's gonna be challenges, but it's fun. It's fun. I love doing this stuff. It's not my job. I develop medical software for a living, but this is my fun. And before this game, I made a tarmintribute.com. You can check it now, it's live. Most of you might not know it, not to sound really hipster, but this is a game that is also a 3D reimagining of an even older game, that Zelda NES. This is for Intellivision. It's a game that was released in 1983 or 82, something like that. And I decided to make it into a game that you can play on your browser, and is very faithful to the original game. It has a bunch of quality of life changes, but as you can see, the art is the same, which is kind of what I'm doing with NES of Zelda, right? Like, the art is the same, all blocky, or I'm using the sprites of the original game just in honor of the original game itself, right? And still adding some quality of life and accessibility, so people can actually try this game, because most people will never have a functioning Intellivision in their hands. And it's getting to the point that not even a lot of people might never even play the Zelda for the NES, because that game is getting close to 40 years old, guys. Isn't that crazy? See, I was talking with my wife the other day, and it's like, how many things around you do you have that are 40 years old and they still work? I bet not many. Not your car, not your clothes, not your TV or whatever you have lying around, not your phone, definitely. But these games, like, I don't know, you can see here, I have a bunch of stuff from back in the day, and a lot of it works. Like, I like to keep my original hardware clean and functional. I have a collection of NES games here out of the picture, like Mike Tyson Punch-Out, best game of the NES. After Zelda, of course. It crossed my mind to make Punch-Out into like a Unity 3D version, but I decided to go with Zelda first, because this one is more close to my heart. So having fun here, guys. So it's great. I have 16 people watching. That's a great number for me. That's a very small channel here, but I do this with a lot of passion for it. So if you like this kind of stuff, if you like NES games, game development, if you're interested in this, I'm just hanging out here and there with me, please feel free to follow, like, subscribe. And I've been doing, like you saw in GitHub, I've been very consistent with the progress. I've been trying to be consistent here with the streams as well, when work permits. So yeah, Anyway, it was great to have you guys tonight. Have a good one, and I'll see you on the next episode of Let's Make the Legend of Zelda for the NES. This is Carlos. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.